Hello and welcome to the All Night Gamers Podcast, episode 212. Hi, hello, hi. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us for palindrome edition of the show, 212. Forward
Yeah,
and
let's
Oh
backwards.
go.
yeah,
Yeah. Cooper is sick, but he managed
true.
to join us anyway, so we need some
Oh
healing
yeah.
effort around him. Kyle is too sick to be here, so a little extra for him too, if you guys don't mind. Uh,
You,
other
let me cover
than
this one.
other than the sickness, how are we doing?
All right.
Pretty good.
You know, I've got an interview next week. Do you know though, because you brought it up, the fear of palindromes is a palindrome itself, like the word.
Of course it is.
Yeah, like
Of
it's like
course it is.
apophobia or something. However you spell phobia backwards.
Yeah.
Oh
Of
yeah.
course it is. Every like there's a bunch of random phobias that are like the phobia. They have the phobia in them, and it's like, who did this? Why did you do this?
Well, I mean, what are you supposed to call it? Something that's not what it is?
I don't, you know.
Just because someone hates spiders doesn't mean you can't say they hate spiders. What else are you going to call it? I
I mean, you
mean,
can
we
call
say
it like
arachnophobia, but like they're arachnids. You're afraid of those. English doesn't do us any favors.
it does zero
Definitely does
favors
not.
because we just
Yeah.
uh steal and pillage from everyone else.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Except
Hmm.
now, I guess
I
now we're just
think I
creating
want this
cringe.
word to come from Latin, but I want this word to be Greek.
But also, they need to mesh.
And actually, I want two more words that are
I
synonyms
mean, the
to
same.
those that are from the opposite languages so that it really doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Um, Vsauce has a couple interesting videos on that. Anyway, that's distracting. I'm doing well. What? Let's see. I hate that we had to push the recording tonight because basketball starts in 40
Couple minutes.
minutes from where we are. I think it starts at 8 o'clock. So have to watch that on the side here though. Somehow still surviving at number one. Let's see if that holds up another night.
We can hope.
But yeah. Okay, Alex, did you say you
Ooh,
had something to spread before I asked that?
No, just the palindrome thing.
Oh,
interesting.
oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get into it. PlayStation is quote working behind the scenes to bring back the PlayStation themes they made for the anniversary. So at some
I
point,
don't
PS1 through
I
PS4
don't
themes will be
understand why
permanent.
that's required to do stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It already exists. What do you mean?
Yeah, like just put it back in the firmware.
The thing I'm worried about is
No.
they bring them back and you got to pay for them.
Oh, they're absolutely doing that. They're guaranteed. And if that's the case, I
That would explain working behind the scenes for sure.
so yeah, they
Determine what
gotta
the price will be.
yep. They gotta figure out what the maximum they can charge without pissing people off.
Somewhere between $3 and $5 a theme, I imagine. Or buy
That's
all of them for 15 if it's
or
$5 a theme.
that would be Nintendo. That's a Nintendo move right there.
No,
But they,
Nintendo
you
would be
know,
4 for 18 or no. Yeah, like individually it'd be 20 and four together would be 18.75.
And then they'd have some sort of grip deal for like
Yeah, family deal.
family. And then Sony won't do that. Sony's is costs four times what. No, their year price is double for like all the features versus Nintendo's all the features. Is double the price of the Nintendo's full family plan.
but there's also a lot more going on.
No,
And
there's not.
their
Well,
online
I
actually
own.
function. Their online actually
I have
functions.
both. No, it isn't.
I know I mean, like we all have one, but in the typical family setup, it makes sense why Nintendo would offer stuff because they expect multiple Switches in the house. If you have
Mhm.
multiple PS5s in your house, spending $20 on themes probably isn't a concern to you, or having to spend $40 because you need it twice.
That's
True.
more my
True.
point, though, is online then from Sony's because you would all have a family PS5, but then the family plan is locked to one PS5 or one account, not PS5.
So there's no way to if you have one PS5 with accounts from the same family on it, they can't share.
The online, yeah.
Interesting.
Like I have online And then like Cameron and Cooper and Haley are logged in on mine. But they don't have online unless they have it themselves.
True.
Now, to be
And I'm
fair,
too
that
cheap.
I bet they're afraid of something that I know you could at least used to do on Xbox. I don't know if you still can. I think you can. But I remember when like all my buddies in Huntsville used to play on Xbox, and they had this weird thing set up where like one of them would swap primary accounts. So like their primary
You can do
console would
that.
be the opposite person's, but because of that, the way that like benefits transfer over from accounts depending on primary is that like one person could buy a game and then both of them could play it on separate systems.
You can still do
Yep.
that on PlayStation and
Oh, heck,
Nintendo.
yeah, you can do that
You
on
just
Nintendo.
can't share
Loop in that.
online on PlayStation.
Yeah.
They can
Weird.
play game like if I'm logged in on my primary, they can as their primary. Let's say I'm logged in on camera. He can play my games I've got from PlayStation
Plus.
Plus. He just can't use online and he can't cloud save his games. But if I'm the primary, he can use my games.
That's weird. Yeah, that is weird. Oh well. Anyway,
Yeah,
at least the themes are coming back. It sucks that they probably will cost money, but
yeah, they're gonna cost. Yeah.
Oh, they're
They're
for sure
definitely going to
costing
cost
money.
money.
I will say, I think PS Plus beats out Nintendo Online because PS Plus gave Among Us for free. So
you know what?
The
I hate your opinion, but um
you're not wrong. You're
you
just wrong
can't
for
be
the
wrong.
you're
Yeah.
right, but for the wrong reason. But also, I would hope the the one that costs significantly more is significantly better.
oh yeah,
Also, Forza Horizon 5 is coming to PlayStation this spring. All
I saw
content will be
that.
available to purchase, just like any other platform it's currently on. So now, uh, dang man, that is wild. Like, this is good. If you had asked me about this like 4 years ago or 3 years ago, I would have been way more ecstatic than I am now. Because now what I really actually need is Gran Turismo 7 to come to PC. Because now I have Forza 5 on PC.
Also, your racing rig, right?
Yes, but like, I don't know. It's messy. Because like, I don't know. It's very complicated, but it is cool. Like it's only complicated to me because what I wanted when I had the thought of this game coming to PlayStation 3 years ago is totally different than what I want now in terms of a setup. So it's like, but I'm all for it. I don't think. I think everybody should experience the Forza Horizon games. I think they are the best driving games you can get if you don't want to do sim racing. Like if you don't care about actual racing, Forza Horizon is basically impossible to beat in my opinion. So glad more people will have the chance to play it. Ridge Racer 64 is available on NSO expansion now. Yay. I
Great.
totally forgot there was a Ridge Racer on N64.
yeah.
I guess I should boot it up and see what it's like. I don't know. But yeah, it's available
Yep.
now. Multiversus Season 5 is going to be the final season of Multiversus. It's dying for sure this time. It's going to end on May 30th. The game will be available offline afterwards, quote, for the foreseeable future. So, until the licenses run out, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. It's not great, but it makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Sims Legacy Collection is available now.
Oh. I saw people talking about it and not not good.
Really?
It's fine, but it's
um,
exactly Sims 1 and
it's
2.
it's
So
Sims 1 and 2, but they basically took the mods that people did to make it, more playable on modern systems, and that's it.
but it's still like stuck to a certain aspect ratio, stuck to things like that.
Oh, so it's literally just Sims 1 and Sims
Mhm.
2. They did what I
Yeah.
asked, those bastards.
It is Sims 1 and 2 and all their DLC. And that's it.
And that's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
I think it's $20 for Sims 1 and $30 for Sims 2.
Or 40 for both.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, on one hand, you can call that lazy, and given that it's EA, it's pretty easy to want to do that. But on the other hand,
Everyone else does it too.
a lot of remasters, uh, especially because they've come so commonplace today, end up doing a lot more harm than good. I'm looking at you, GTA Trilogy.
Yeah,
So
true.
maybe, like, yeah, it is lazy, but on the other hand, it's a
Could be
direct
worse.
one purchase, $40, and everything will work on a modern machine, no issues, and it comes with all the DLC and everything. So, like,
It,
if you like
it
Sims,
could be
I think
worse.
it's a good deal just for convenience sake. And also,
Especially the DLC.
yeah, really, just like all of it being in one package, and you know it's going to work on your machine and everything, uh, isn't that bad. But I don't know. Like, I don't want to say that they shouldn't have done more just because a bunch of other remasters screwed it up. It's not really that hard to do it the correct way. So, like, it feels like settling, but whatever. I don't feel strongly enough about Sims to say, I think.
One way or the other, yeah. Fair enough, fair enough.
It works. It's not broken.
It,
And that's honestly that's not
all you
guaranteed,
can ask.
unfortunately. Yeah, that's not guaranteed.
Especially with EA.
Yeah, seriously. Um, The Japan eShop for the Nintendo Switch will no longer be accepting foreign credit cards or PayPal to, quote, prevent fraudulent use. If you are a normal purchaser on the Japanese eShop and you wish to continue doing so, just buy an eShop card. Those still work just fine.
Yeah, buy it
Yeah.
off of
Who was it? PlayAsia was
Play
uh,
Asia sells them.
saying, yeah, they were saying you could just buy Japanese eShop uh, cards through them.
They're a bit expensive, but they do sell them.
Yeah.
PlayAsia's always been expensive though.
True.
Sure.
Do you have to get them through there? Can you not buy them through like Amazon Japan or something like that?
I mean, I guess you could.
Because they're just digital.
Uh,
Like, they just email you a code, right?
yeah.
But that's, I mean, yeah, that's more work than just Play Asia makes it kind of easy. I guess that's what you're paying for
Sure.
with them is it's you don't have to go to a Japanese
You
website
don't
and try to figure that
have to
out.
go to a Japanese website. Don't have to try to have Google give you, a half baked Japanese answer.
Yeah. Xbox boss Phil Spencer says that the Series S compatibility requirement isn't going away. I mean,
Great.
I've talked about this before. I want to play devil's advocate for Xbox because I want to figure out what they're doing. You got to think like them.
They want to
Something.
drag down the console generation, but to be fair, it makes sense because that's where their console's selling.
Yeah, and like even if not, it's not like the Series S is a small portion. Like the Series S was a big part of the branding at launch. So like even if it's not as popular of a console to buy today, you're going to be alienating a huge part of your subscriber
Almost
base.
all of their. It's like
Yeah.
60, 40, 70, 30. I don't remember. I've read the number.
So it's over half or it's at least
It is
half, like bare
It's at
minimum.
least
Yeah.
half. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you can't. I guess you're kind of landlocked. I mean,
You-
even if it is like, even if it was only like 25 or 30%, that's still a third of your fan base that you'd alienate by dropping that requirement. So like, you kind of
Mhm.
have to. The mistake was doing this in the first place.
True.
Uh, but also
Like,
like, I don't know, man. Like games come out. Well, no, I take that back. New games that are coming out on PC have pretty garbage minimum requirements now. Anyway, it's a kind of it's not it, the gaming barrier to entry is increasing. So it's not like they could just make a toned down build because a lot of games don't even support that level of hardware on a PC anymore. At
true.
least like new ones,
True.
new big AAA ones.
Yeah, you want the good stuff. You gotta have the hardware for it.
Um, yeah, it's they're just kind of stuck with that. Oh well. Uh, from Reuters, new research backs up video games can be an antidote to stress and anxiety.
This is
They
a
have not played League of Legends or Apex.
well. To be fair, that's not
Can be,
exactly the
yeah.
games they're talking about. It says can be. This is something we've talked about for years. I guess the study was finally done about it.
Kind of like that's. I think it was an interesting tidbit a couple of years ago. That how Mario, like playing Mario Sunshine, is supposed to make people more helpful in Animal Crossing. I think there's one other, something like that.
To Pikmin or something.
Pikmin.
It's GameCube games around that era.
I mean, like, I'm glad we have some science now that we can point to and be like, eh. But, like, in terms of figuring out what video games do and do not do to people, this
Yeah,
one
that's
is like a slam dunk, right? Like, this has kind of been a thing since video games have been invented, was like a time passer, a stress reliever, a
that's the
hobby.
whole thing, right?
And like the whole point of any hobby is to kind of be a stress reliever and to like get your mind off of whatever's going on in your life. So yeah, it is an antidote to stress and anxiety. 5 millionth shameless plug to Stardew Valley. It's literally what's that endorphin?
Dopamine.
No. I mean yes, but no.
It's
Serotonin.
serotonin.
Yes, serotonin. That's the one. Let's see. Nintendo Switch reaches 150.86 million units sold worldwide. Um,
Closing in on the DS.
yeah, it's gonna be really hard now for Nintendo to sell old consoles unless they start doing some price cutting, I think.
Yeah,
Because
especially like I think if you price cut just the light, you could still at least beat out the DS, no problem. Um,
yeah, like obviously they're not gonna stop supporting the Switch immediately. This is going to
no, it's
become.
good. The 3DS.
Well, really, I'm expecting this to be more like a PS4 situation now because the 3DS was a different console, like altogether. But the Switch 2 is just an iteration on the same thing. So if a game doesn't require Switch 2 power and or hardware, why would you not make it for the Switch 1? Just thinking of like, units you could sell, especially for like indie games, anything that's not super crazy
Yeah.
for the next several years. There's no reason why you
So
wouldn't make it a Switch title. Even if most people are going to buy it for Switch 2,
You have,
you would rather give people
I
the
mean,
option to buy it without having to get a Switch 2 for some indie game,
us,
or really any game that costs less than like $40.
especially with 150 plus million install base.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like you've had what, 5? Is that right? I've got 3, but like most people only have the one. So, like, you can't, and because a lot of people are already like, why do I have to get a new system? What do you mean they're gonna, make it so I can't play the new games?
Because it's been 8 years.
Some people I've
And
literally seen that is like the Switch just came out. Dude, it's been 8 years. Like in a month, it'll have been 8 years, and that's insane.
yeah, like I don't know. It's still it's gonna be hard for the rest of time to be like, hey mom, I need the new Switch. Why?
Mhm.
Your Switch works
I just
perfectly
bought you
fine.
this one.
I
Well,
just
like
bought you this one.
yeah, and if they literally mean just bought, it's one thing. But like trying to
Yeah.
explain that you can't play this game because it runs like ass to your mom.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that.
you know,
Yeah,
like it's I don't know. That's kind of a whole different discussion in particular. But going back, I would love to see Nintendo's cut the Switch Lite price to 150 because that is a crazy low barrier to entry to modern gaming.
true.
Uh, high quality library, extremely portable device. I mean, like, man, 150. Like, that's what I miss about Nintendo from 2017 to like pre-COVID was that the was like the 2DS eventually just became like a here's something you can spend literally like $100 on including tax, and now you've got access to this entire catalog of games. And like the 2DS was perfect for kids, so like it double played into that, being like not only is this the kids one, but now I know you don't want to like you may not have a lot of money to spend on your kid, or maybe you don't trust them
Whatever.
normally, or like they're not going to play it that much, but like they want it for a little bit, and like lowering that barrier to entry is always really good. So I would love to see the Switch Lite get cut.
Yeah, because
Um,
but I feel like you remember when the original 2DS came out and it was like $80.
yeah,
Like I I feel like if they're smart about it, boom, do it. Just light fills that same slot
yeah,
that the
exactly. That's
2DS
that's
fills.
that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. I think the
Like
having a cheap thing that
entry.
is and the Switch Lite compared to the Switch is way more robust because there's nothing that detaches from it. So like it's
Yeah.
more solidly built, better for kids in that regard. Um, you don't have to worry about a dock or anything. You've got the one charger. You just get the kid a nice thick Nerf case or something for it, and it
Boom,
essentially
done.
becomes what a 2DS was a decade ago.
Hell, I remember Cooper for the longest time had a Nerf case on his. Uh, was that his DS,
It
Alex?
Yeah, my DS.
was DS.
That went hard, bro.
Yeah, those cases are awesome for children. That's just like perfect. Just cover the whole thing in foam.
Literally.
Genius idea.
Oh, protection.
Everything protection. Bang it, throw it. I don't care.
You
Maybe don't run over it with a car, but short of that, do whatever you want.
know, but when is the child running it over it with a car?
Like Nintendo does drop test, and that one guy did the 1,000-foot drop test, and all that broke was the Joy-Con.
Yeah,
That's because
but
it landed on the
that
Joy-Con.
was a controlled experiment. Kids are not controlled experiments. They will
Kids are
find ways to break stuff.
true.
If nothing else, just to spite you on accident. Like they don't
It's
even know what they're
the
doing, but they'll do it anyway, just because like the
the two
universe knows it
biggest
will
I
bother
see
you.
on the Switch subreddit is putting Joy-Cons in backwards, putting game cartridges in backwards.
Yeah, that's what fucked up Haley's is that one of the kids she was babysitting, his Switch was broken. So so she tried to use the game and the game had the pin broken because it had been in the Switch that was broken, or vice versa. Which one of those broke the other, right? Whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know the full story there. And it broke hers. Like it's not kids will find a way to break stuff. It is inevitable.
Mhm.
death, taxes, and kids breaking things, especially if you have a boy. It's
Oh, yeah.
just how it is.
Destructive.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it before. How it's girls play as like a generalized thing, right? From studies, girls play with the scenes like they're doing a movie, and guys want to be
The
In the
action hero.
scenes.
the
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So like, I could just see it now. A boy playing Zelda and be like, "Oh, I want to be like Link and swing his switch
Switch.
directly into the corner of a wall." Whack.
Yeah, is like I want to say like a pot or something, but nobody how nobody has those. But like right now, right? Like we have the Wi-Fi router on a table. Just go. Oh, it's break the router and the switch.
Yeah, honestly, that's the thing about the. I mean, honestly, like the foam does double duty. It keeps the kid from breaking his thing, and it also helps keep the thing from breaking other things that he throws it at or drops it on.
Right, exactly.
Okay, on to Collector's Corner, the weekly segment where we talk about the games been playing, the games been buying, the good, the bad, all that stuff. Only 4 people this week. Let's see who we got.
It's still Cameron.
That'd be so
No, it's
funny.
not, baby. I'm back on the mountain.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm up first. Okay.
It's just when Kyle's here and there's
We had to-
5. It's like
Yeah. We just had to
that
sacrifice Kyle.
that 20%. We had to sacrifice Kyle.
Okay, so
give everybody that little bit more so it wouldn't be Cameron.
I want to open my Collector's Corner by showing you guys a boot up animation on my Steam Deck that I found that's probably going to throw you guys off.
Hang on, yeah.
Oh, I didn't do it.
Didn't do it.
Hold on.
It just went to edit metadata.
Yeah, I was in a game already, I think, so it doesn't work. Let me So,
Leave it in.
obviously I've been doing a lot with my Steam Deck. I have put it's because I'm in desktop mode still from screwing with stuff earlier. Let me go back and then I will fix that later. So, I've been working on a homegrown cloud-based all-in-one retro emulation setup that I can play between my Steam Deck and my PC and have all of my cloud saves and all of my ROMs and all that googe stored in the cloud between the two. 1 for protection and 2 to switch between them. And I have made fantastic progress. It is working. The total amount of games and stuff I currently have in my library is not complete. And obviously, like right before the show, I found out my GameCube games are in the wrong place, so now I've got to deal with that and reconfigure it. But it does work. I have fully tested it now of booting up a game on the Steam Deck, playing it, saving it, uploading it, quit, go to my computer, pull it back up, exactly where I left off. So that's super exciting. It's a super clean setup. Emulation Station is the name of it. It is all open source. It is all free. There's programs that will set it up for you automatically. On Steam Deck, it works perfectly. I tried to use the Steam Deck application on my PC so I could get the exact same directories and everything. That went horribly. I almost deleted everything. So I've been doing everything manually on my computer. But it's awesome. Okay, I got it. So this one in particular is like an old DOS boot up screen. I've got ones, or that's not the one I was hoping would be there. I have it set on like a randomized thing.
So kind of like the 3DS themes.
Kinda, but it's only for the boot up sequence. Let me do this one. I like this one a lot. Okay. Do it again.
Nice.
So that was a DS one. I've got Game Boy Advance, I've got PlayStation 1, I've got PlayStation 2, I've got GameCube, and then that DOS boot up one. And they're all like it's the theme just but instead of the console it says Steam Deck. So it's super awesome to like turn on my Steam Deck and hear like the GBA boot up sound or and like the whole display. There's also like suspend ones, but I think a recent update broke those because it wasn't working for me, and I looked it up, and everyone on Reddit's also freaking out. So um, that's got to be fixed. But this is an open source thing. I found like a new plugin loader for Steam Deck 2 that lets you customize everything. All of the menus. You could make this look like a Switch menu if you wanted, but like with your Steam library. Uh, there's there's a million things. So I've been doing that and playing emulated stuff. I also set up my
That
three.
means you can make it look like Peak. The Wii U with fast loading times.
Um, I could, I guess, yeah. I've also been doing a lot of work with my 3DS, which is kind of what spawned a lot of this stuff. I streamed a little last week. I set up wireless software driven screen capture for my 3DS. It doesn't work with DS games, but it works with 3DS stuff, anything there. So that is super awesome. I also have file transfer now to where I can wirelessly pull data from and send data to the SD card of my 3DS without having to take it out, which is nice because the new 3DS SD card is a bitch to remove frequently.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to take the whole back off, right?
Yeah, and like once in a blue moon, whatever. But with what I'm doing, it was like multiple times an hour potentially. So just I've got all that set up,
Once.
and then I played the game of the week. I played a little bit of Stardew. I played a lot of golf. Been golf achievement hunting with you guys. Uh, I streamed a little bit of Pokemon X, and I streamed a little bit of Pokemon Heart Gold. Or at least those are the things that I played actually. All the others I just were just testing stuff. Um, I played one cup of Mario Kart DS as a part of my cloud saving testing thing. Um, and honestly, that's probably it. It's been very hyper focused on emulation and like whatever I've been playing with you guys. I want to say we played a little bit of Lethal something at some point, or maybe Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia.
Played Phasmophobia, and then
Yeah,
I
we
joined, and you can't
Yeah.
run. Phasmophobia hates mods. Like, they ban people for using.
Um. So, oh yeah, and then the last thing is I got this. This is super, really not all that interesting. It's basically a USB-C enclosure where you can put a M.2 drive in here and make it an external hard drive. So in here, I've got my old M.2 drive from my old laptop that I took out because I kept it. I knew I was like, I need to go through this at some point and get anything on here that I cared about that I didn't immediately pull off when I stopped using it. And but it was M.2, and I was like, well, how do I do that? So I got I got this enclosure, hooked it up, pulled everything else I wanted off of it, which was not much. But I did find some a ton of old Apex Legends captures from like 2018 and stuff. So I'm excited. I looked at a couple of them. I'm excited to go through those. But now I've reformatted this drive now that I got stuff on it, and now I just have a 240 gig ultra high speed M.2 USB-C external drive. So,
nice.
yeah, word of advice: if you have an M.2 drive you don't know what to do with, these enclosures are about $20 a pop. You screw them in together once, and it comes with heatsink stuff. So, like this whole casing is metal, just for, and on the inside there's like heat pads to connect the SSD and the controller to it. It does get very warm, like any M.2 SSD these days. So maybe think about that if you're going to use it super intensely for a very long time. But for just like a basic portable drive that you would use for moving data somewhere, like I don't really have one that's this big. I've got a couple like 128 gig USB disks, and honestly, I almost never am gonna need this. I think this is gonna be like if I want to give someone a whole bunch of ROMs, or like if I want to move a bunch of stuff from a machine to another and not eat up all my data, and I can't do it over LAN or something. This probably won't be
Yeah.
used all that much. It was mostly just to get the data off of it, but I do have that now. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
So yeah, found that out. Okay,
That's cool.
spin the wheel. Who's up next? Cameron's up next.
Awesome. Let me update the sheet. There we go. Okay. All right. So, actually, let me pause that. So mostly been. I'm thinking
Going
'cause,
through it, huh? That's what
yeah,
it sounds like.
dude, I've been in the engine for. I was in the engine for most of yesterday, and I still had to be in it today, and I'm just fucking tired.
Tired, frustrated, confused. Yeah. That's
mentally broken, physically exhausted, you know. Okay, so play the game of the week. I We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, when we get to it. Played a little baby bit of Splatoon to get the Splatfest intro. It's the exact same as the first time around because they're just doing whichever one, chocolate. They're doing chocolate again. It's the exact same one. They literally mentioned the sweet Splatfest. Like that sweet won the Splatfest. And it's like
Huh.
that didn't happen recently.
yeah, you could tell how much they care.
They do not at all. Played a little bit of Resident Evil 0.
Interesting.
Alex was like, okay, wait, now that you beat 3, we gotta go to 4. And I'm like, dude, if I'm gonna keep playing the games, I gotta get the rest of the story if they're gonna keep referencing the story. So he's like, okay, fine, we're gonna do 0. I cannot help you. I need them to do a modern version of 0. It is it's clunky after playing RE2 and RE3.
Yeah, trying to go back to any Resident Evil game prior to 7, honestly, is clunky and like.
Well,
It's
I would argue 5 and 6 aren't really clunky. They're kind of like 4.
Well, nobody.
But it's
why
like
would you play those in the first place?
co-op. They're good co-op games.
That's what Alex actually wants. He wants someone to play 5 and 6 with.
Do they do online or is it local?
It is online as well, but I don't know how well
That does.
online runs.
I might be willing
Let's
to
not
try it.
trust that.
I need a reason to play those games. I tried to start playing 5, and I was like, I just don't care, dude. Like
I just
the
don't.
story is
But
like,
if you got if you got that buddy though, you know, you can at least go, man, this is fucking stupid, but together.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cooper and I ran the first full chapter together last time I was home of 5.
True, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm working my way through Resident Evil the wrong way. I did Raccoon City first.
To be fair, most people modernly have played 7
Two,
first.
2, 3, 4.
No,
And
7. 7 was the first
the
big
first
modern
of the
one that like
modern.
I mean, really, if it was me and I just needed to know the story that bad, I would just look it up.
Look it up.
Because I've also tried
It's
playing
like
Resident Evil 0. Yeah, it's rough. I can't
it's
even play like
clunky.
Resident Evil 4. Like,
And 4 is good.
yeah, I just can't. I'm too zoomer.
Zoomer.
Like I can understand. I'm sure I could get good at it if I tried, but like why? When
Why would I try?
there's a better one right over there.
It's right there. I'm going to play that one. So sorry, game. Put you back on shelf. Yeah. So trying to play through Resident Evil. It's just also having very very limited saves makes me. It's almost like when I want to when I'm trying to record a game, right? Where it's like okay, but how long am I actually going to be able to play? That determines if I'm actually able to, play or not.
Yeah, that's rough too. Those ink ribbons.
Not, mm,
Yeah.
um, let's see. Played that one game, Phasmophobia. Uh, Played a lot of golf. We earned some hella achievements. That Grant clutched. Uh, what was it, Olympus? Yeah, you clutched Olympus
Clutched
after we
Olympus,
all failed.
and then
That was
anti-clutched pirate.
anti-clutch by one. Very very painful. Um, yeah, but it's mostly been good. Um, prepping for the trip home. So Alex can do his interview,
True.
which mostly involves getting my car ready. Um,
Yeah,
I think
you've been
Chelsea's
having.
just. I just needed to put air in Chelsea's car's tires, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah,
Um,
I know you've been having fun with the spark plugs.
Now the spark plugs were nice and easy compared to having to change out the ignition coils
That's what it
in the
was. Yeah,
back, dude.
4 different
That
auto zones or
four.
five,
Okay,
four
okay.
or five.
Hold on. So I went to the only one around that had two ignition coils, and they didn't fit proper. So I'm like, okay, fine,
Yeah,
fine.
because they weren't the right ones, but they were
Th-
just telling
They
you
were
it's
they're
fine.
like it's the same one, and they all fit the same. I'm like, if it's physically not fitting over, and so I went to my normal one, and thankfully the parts guy was there, and he actually listed me, and he measured it, and then I went to the one not so there's like a new one semi close, but obviously they're not going to have the older parts, so I went to the one further out. And they basically blew me off and went, well, if it's not giving you a check engine light, it's not the ignition coils. And it's like, it
That
can
is
still be the
wild.
ignition coils. What do you mean it's not the ignition coils if it's not a check engine?
Cameron gonna show him the Second Amendment.
um, so I started calling around because I'm like, I'm not. Well, I actually had called them and they're like, yeah, we got dumbasses.
Yeah, that's how it
uh,
goes.
sorry, calling around. Um, Eventually, this when I was like, okay, well, nobody's at work for collaboration Tuesday for me. So I'm gonna leave early. And yep, had that whole deal that I told you about, with it falling apart in the engine. So great. So I had to go to the closest auto zone, and I'd already called there's one like right next to the office, technically. Like physically I can see it on the way out of the office,
Mhm.
but like I can't get to it. I have to go all the way around the block to get to it.
Yeah.
But I'd already called them and I was like, okay, well, I'll go check, the one that's just dead straight ahead. And they had one that was like, it looks exactly like one of the OEM ones that was in the engine. So I'm like, this is probably fine. I hope. Yeah, so I've been, busy with that, busy with that. It's a bitch, dude. I'm
Yeah,
so tired of it.
there's countless memes about like what being a mechanic is actually like, and all of them are just like compilations of videos of grown ass men screaming obscenities and punching metal and yanking on
Mm,
things because they're mad. It's so
Dude,
funny. It's like, why are cars a hobby
why are
to anybody? I don't understand it even because like, I've been there more than once. Just like,
Mhm.
the frustration is unmatched sometimes.
Yeah, it's like dude, pain. And then so right before the show I actually was like, okay, I'm gonna tighten the spark plug that came out because of course it did. And one of the bolts that holds the housing that sits above the ignition coils fell into the engine, but it didn't like fall out, right? It didn't land on the ground. It fell there's some sort of metal thing that has like a little catch on. I don't actually know what it is. It's just some, I have no idea. Could not tell you what it is.
Okay.
But it sort of just caught. Like the bolt fell, and it's fucking hot. The engine's hot. We'd driven it like 30, 40 minutes before I tried to go work on it, right? So it fucking falls into the engine. It's all hot. I'm like, I can't grab it because my hand is burning if I touch it. So eventually, and try to get it with some tools. Didn't get it. Eventually, I'm like, is it cold enough yet? Finally,
Yeah.
like it was like 20 minutes after I tried to start, dude, and it's finally like cold enough. So I'm like, okay, fine, yeah, and just uh rush through the rest of the job because it like when it's not one of the back ones, it's like a 5-10 minute job, unless the fucking pieces fall.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's been great. You know, I'm having a wonderful time. Um, uh,
I
yeah.
paid
So
$20 for 2 bolts and 2 rubber bushings to repair
mm,
my airbox when I bought a new one because the person I bought this from did not put all of the bolts back. Uh,
nice.
and I immediately dropped one of them. Gone forever.
Gone.
$10
No
in the
idea.
shitter. And the other
Uh,
one,
Oh.
I am, I think, no, I have the other bolt. I'm missing the second bushing. So I have a bolt in the garage on a whiteboard with an arrow pointing at it saying, "Do not throw this away." I've got to go order another bushing now for another like $8 and see if I can put it on this
Pain.
time. It's solid black and it drops into the if it drop it, it drops into the catch of the plastic and you can't see in there at all because it's all black. Uh, yeah, it's not fun. I've been there. That's rough.
Yeah, it's cars, man. But like, what's the
Indeed.
other option? Pay like $1,000 for this 15-minute job? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Hell, that's why I had figured out how to do the alternator a couple months back for Chelsea's car because I'm like, yeah, I don't really want to spend $1,300+ on this. Which that was less painful than having to run across town and figure this out. I, ah. Um, on a brighter note, though, I fucking cheese. Um, I guess it's a spoiler for Tears of the Kingdom, and I know Alex isn't this far. Um, but I cheesed my way into uh the next Sage Stone because I couldn't get the construct grant.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you're supposed to get it up there, but I went up and cut a bunch of trees and built a bridge that way. I
Whatever
assume you're
works.
supposed to use the rockets, but they kept firing away, so I'm like,
I
where's some
honestly can't
trees?
even remember at this point.
Amazing.
I will soon enough. I plan on playing Tears of the Kingdom again on Switch too.
Yeah,
So
where will hopefully run better. There have been some areas where I've noticed some massive frame drops.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah, Tears of the
not
Kingdom is like Breath of the Wild at launch, but there's not really any more optimization they can do because they kind of did all of it. There's just so much crap in that game now that
there's just so much.
yeah.
I Hyrule Switch Hyrule was already questionably uh managed in terms of optimization, and it didn't improve by them going, let's stack some layers. Um, but I did like, and I'm enjoying it. I was like, okay, well, if I can't figure out where I'm supposed to go, I'll just start knocking out shrines. Yeah, the shrine that I picked happened like I didn't look anything else up. I just looked up like a shrine map, right? And I was like, I'm gonna go that one. Yeah, that's where I was supposed to go. I'm like, okay,
Whatever works.
whatever, you just get to a point where it's like, I don't even care anymore. This works. Whatever works.
All right.
Yeah, it has been a week for sure.
Well, let's see who's gonna go last. Alex is going last. Cooper, you're up.
Heard.
You there, Coop?
Yeah, sorry. I was blowing my nose.
You good?
Let's see. I haven't been doing a whole lot because I've been dying pretty much.
Yeah.
But let's see. I spent a good bit of money because I bought the Last of Us 2 and I bought Astrobot.
Nice.
I played like an hour into The Last of Us 2 and I just couldn't focus anymore. Let's see. Multiverses, I got all the achievements. Kind of fun. I got most of them in the beta. I only need 2 more, so I was like, I might as well.
Yeah, if it's gonna shut down,
Yeah,
you can wear the embarrassing badge of I was there.
I was there.
I was there, legit.
I was there and spent $100 to have special things, but it's not even like Brawlhalla where I can go brag about beta. You
Yeah,
have stuff that's not online for an online game.
literally. Like, oh,
Get
the
Cameron
worst.
to record it for YouTube.
The worst part is multiverses feels like this last season. Everyone agrees it's like, dude, this is like Final Fantasy or I can't remember which Fire Emblem game it was, but it's like this was like their last chance. But it seems like they called it early. They just went ahead and decided to shut it down with this season. Everyone's like, they fixed all the issues that they had. It's like, well, that dang.
Yeah, they probably just realized it wasn't gonna be fruitful.
Yeah. Let's see. Uh, yeah. Other than that, not really much. Oh, golf. And game of the week.
Golf. Lots of golf.
Lots of golf. Golf's fun. Uh, yeah, not much.
All right then, Alex, finish this out.
Okay. Where did I write that? Alright, Golf with Your Friends. The Tomb Raider remastered from last year. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to understand how the game works and play it. A bit of Balatro. I don't feel like I'm addicted like you and Cooper are. I feel like more like I run around and then I'm like, alright, that was fun. Vampire Survivor have my interest a lot more. Rivals, Game of the Week, and I've been watching a lot of Daredevil still. I'm almost done. I finished the first 2 seasons. I'm halfway through Defenders, which means just the other half of Defenders in the last season before Daredevil returns in
Nice.
March.
Yeah, for
Yep.
Balatro, I was thinking for a second. I was like, I don't know, because you either gotta like gambling, deck building, or number go up.
I like number go up.
Number go up.
But well, I don't know. I don't think that's strong enough. Maybe number go up isn't strong
That's
enough.
like
You have to have
third.
yeah,
It's like at
like
third at best.
because it's
Like usually with card games, I build the deck I want to build, and then I'm like, all right, I've got what I want. So maybe the reset thing's what's killing me. I don't know.
oh well, like yeah, you build a fun deck for a run, but I mean, besides just winning, there's like you have to beat the runs to unlock stuff, and also like there's a lot of random things you have to do to unlock the jokers that isn't just winning games,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I don't know. It have you won a game yet?
No.
That's where your
Like,
problem is. You haven't found the like you get that like 3 or 4 joker combo that itches that part of your brain. The one that because I don't think you've seen number go up enough yet. That might be the problem.
True.
We need to get him some real number go up moment.
Cooper, I was like, I'm so proud. I got like 6,000, and Cooper's like, my highest is 50,000.
Cooper's
I
like,
was like,
click.
I have to look at my highest, but I think my highest is literally like 800,000.
That's crazy.
And there is a joker that you can unlock by playing one hand worth 100 million. So there's a way to do it.
that's insane.
Anyway. Did you have anything else, or is that it?
No, short and sweet. I
Okay.
got through all.
Okay.
I mean, I've downloaded some PlayStation Plus games. I've got Resident Evil games re-downloaded on my PS5. Like, I found the game in Astrobot where the little kids are singing.
Oh, okay.
It was on PlayStation Plus. It's called Loco Roco.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. So I keep meaning to play it, but I did find it. Because
Gotcha.
I was like, all the others I know, but I don't know what that world was.
All right. Well, game of the week then. Moving on, download station Kirby's Tilt and Tumble for the
Kirby's
Game Boy
Fun
Color.
enough.
Kind of peak for real. It's actually pretty fun.
It's a great game. I think all of the games where Nintendo gave the Game Boy cartridge a tumor are fun.
Yeah, true.
It's not that mind blowing, but because there's only like 3 of them, it's really cool. It's just unique. Kirby's Tilt and Tumble, Yoshi Topsy Turvy, and WarioWare Twisted, I think. But WarioWare Twisted had like a whole gyro or something. It was crazy. It was a very big cartridge. But yeah, I find this game just like super charming. Really, the old original Kirby Game Boy Color games are so charming.
It's just so like I don't feel like I put enough time into it, but I did enjoy what I played of it. I am glad that they did the full like gyro experience using the Switch because I don't know like if they ported it to say like the Wii or the Wii U, right? Where it wasn't as refined as the Switch controllers are, I don't know if it would feel as good being on NSO.
I think it would have to be Wii Sports Resort, or no, not Wii Sports Resort, Wii Motion
The
Plus.
Wii Motion Plus minimum. Yeah.
Because Wii Motion Plus is what gave the Wii gyro.
Mm.
The original Wii was just like accelerometers.
Yep.
So couldn't really do it, but yeah, I mean it's the translation holds up really well. I'm glad for that cuz that is something that is like super unique, and trying to do it in any way without gyro takes all of the fun out of it.
It's like you can emulate it without gyro, but like, why would you want to?
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's not how it's meant to be played.
But yeah, I mean, like, nothing stellar, but a great Game Boy game, and
No.
definitely something different. Helps spice things up,
Yeah.
and
Especially for
like
Kirby.
the magic of something like that in whatever year this game came out. I imagine, I don't know, late '90s, probably, right?
That is a great question.
Let's see, Kirby's Tilt and Tumble, 2000, actually.
2000.
So it was
So developed in late
probably
90s.
yeah, it was probably one of the last Game Boy Color games. But even then, like, I mean, the year 2000 is for all intents and purposes the late 90s. And being a kid and having something like motion controls really didn't exist.
True.
And when they did, quote unquote, it usually sucked. It was usually like a scam of some kind.
Game Glove.
Yeah, the Power Glove. Or I think they made a seat for the NES you could sit in that was supposed to be like a cockpit. Like, yeah, like,
Oh, I'm sure that worked.
yeah, looking back, like, how did people believe that an 8-bit computer could do this for like
Because it was
$80?
new.
Like, we had just gotten over the fear of fly-by-wire. I don't know.
Still suffering from Y2K.
Yeah. But yeah, good game. Highly recommend.
Yep. Probably gonna eventually go back and finish it. Gonna win, but I probably will.
I have very strong memories of buying this game forever ago because I was like, ooh, pink cartridge.
Pink cartridge.
Pink cartridge. All the colored ones are either yellow or clear. So like, ooh, sparkly pink. Dopamine receptors.
Dopamine.
All right.
Pink.
Onto the tidbits. Fast Faye making another appearance? What's going on right now?
Slight
where did I go?
revival.
It's CYL.
Yeah,
Choose Your
Choose
Legends.
Legends.
Choose Your Legends.
Uh,
They did the week of voting, and
Ek-
then we have
Ekbanir?
our
How do you say that name?
That's why nobody knows, but I wanted to hear you give your best.
Eichbernir? Eichbirnir? I don't know how you pronounce that B with the thing on it. I know umlauts,
But not
and
that
that's
one,
about
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have no idea what that one is. Anyway, that person being got first place for the men's division, and Byleth in second. Sharena in first place for the women's division, with Baldir in second. Also,
so
or
three
is that
heroes
Baldur or
OCs.
Baldir?
They
Good
don't
question.
pronounce the names, my dude.
don't
BALDR,
know.
whatever. That
Well,
person.
I
Their
guess they
voice
do
actresses
in the
are,
video.
that the voice actress of that character, Baldir, whoever, and the artist, they are being harassed on Twitter over the results.
Well, she's got two voice
Yeah.
actresses, one in Japan and one in America.
Are they both
But the
being
one in
harassed?
I know the American one is because she posted on Reddit, "Hey guys, vote for me." Like, vote for the character.
I know the Japanese artist is also being harassed. Like
That's kind of why I assume the Japanese voice actress is being harassed if the Japanese artist is being harassed.
I was gonna say, one, we better be hating all of them because that's what equity is. And two, we shouldn't be hating any
Don't
of them.
hate on
Yeah, I
people.
was gonna say we shouldn't hate on them in the first. This is wild. Imagine getting second place in something, and then your phone just blowing up with the most crazy hate mail.
Hey,
second.
you should drop dead for not winning. Great.
for
Or
winning.
For winning.
for win. I didn't want you to win. Actually, drop dead.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's,
I think literally the Olympics is the only case of competition in any regard where people will not immediately shit on you for getting second place.
Yeah.
Wild. Let's see. Summer Games Fest has
So-
been confirmed to come back. Oh, you have something?
Yeah, I went and checked the video to see if where they announced the winners, if the voice actress who plays like a lot of characters like that, Futaba from Persona,
Hmm.
for example, if she pronounced anybody's name, no. She's like, look at the winners for Choose Your Legend, but does not actually say name.
Someone has to know how they're pronounced if we're writing them, right?
you would,
You would
think,
think.
but apparently we can just make it up as we go along. And you know what? That's good too.
Summer Game Fest has been confirmed to come back June 6th this year, live once again from the YouTube theater.
Fun.
So we'll have
Yeah,
something this
huge.
summer. Hopefully there's some cringe. Jeff Keighley, we're trusting you here.
Cringe or riot?
You got a lot to live up to after the Game Awards this
Cringe or
past
riot?
year. So.
Yeah,
I
you
need-
didn't have movies, which was incredible.
No movies, a little bit of cringe, lots of good humor.
True.
We expect highly of you. Can't wait.
Just
Nah,
just
I
bring
need-
back those two Muppets, Waldorf and Cameron,
Statler.
help me,
Statler.
Statler.
Yeah. I need like the E3.
You had them in reverse, and I was like, I got.
I need like the y'all remember the E3 wrestler guy that broke the podium? That's what
Yeah.
I need. Yeah, we need to bring
No,
him
but
back.
the there's Jeff Keighley's best friend, Kojima. Yeah, but Kojima, no.
So weak.
From Lance McDonald on February 21st, 2021, I created and released a patch for Bloodborne, which made the game run at 60 FPS. Today, I received a DMCA takedown notification on behalf of Sony Interactive Entertainment, asking that I remove links to the patch I posted on the internet, so I've done so now. And Sony is going to continue to not provide a path for people to play Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Hold on, you
Oh.
can play it.
If only we had Kyle right now.
Yeah, you can play
Kyle
it,
will
but that's
just
not the
play it.
point.
Kyle will just complain it's not on PC, but you can play it if you have a console of their console.
It's only well, no,
Yeah,
it's on
but
PS.
like, bro, if God of War can get a free update to work better with PS5, why can't Bloodborne? Like,
True.
I'm not saying you have to remaster the game. I know everybody that cares about Bloodborne is going to want something pretty in depth, like a full
More.
upgrade, but like, you can't at least say, here's 4K 60 on PS5.
Yeah.
No.
Bare minimum.
No, DMCA.
You've already got the 4K textures. It was
Well,
a
no,
PS4 Pro enhanced. You've got the stuff you need.
This DMCA, Cameron, was not PlayStation. It was the PC version that Kyle was talking about.
Oh.
Yeah, the one PS4 game that people are dying to have on PC.
Geek.
Well, that's
Geek Sony,
unfortunate.
dude.
Numbers go up? Question mark.
Supposedly.
Apparently not, actually.
Yeah,
You
no.
will play 30 FPS and you will enjoy it. Microsoft was the #1 games publisher in the world last month.
Yeah, if you buy 5 competitors, you're going to be.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I was
True.
going to say, like, so what? They're large. Also,
That's why it's down here, not in the top.
Yeah,
Because I was
yeah.
like, you didn't earn this.
No.
You just bought everybody
wow,
out.
this is worthless.
True.
Did Nintendo drop anything last month?
Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody's.
So no, not
No,
really.
yeah, so no.
Well, no, I think this is referring. Is this last month or is this referring to last year?
Is this
Either
December
way,
or
it's
January? Yeah.
because they just bought 5 competitors, so it doesn't.
It doesn't really matter. They just freaking
No,
bought.
my favorite thing is I saw this on Reddit, and a lot of the comments were like, "I've literally never heard of this award till Microsoft won it."
Yeah, that's
Also, same.
crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know we were tracking
Yeah.
this stat.
That's crazy. Microsoft uh did a thing after they bought out half the industry, huh?
Crazy.
And it's this award that nobody's ever heard of. Yeah, that sounds biased to me.
Speaking of Microsoft, Xbox content and services revenue was up 2% year over year. Overall gaming revenue is down 7% year over year, and Xbox hardware revenue is down almost 30% year over year.
Oh wow, numbers go down.
Numbers go down because they're bad.
But they're the #1 games publisher though.
Well,
Yeah,
that's why Indiana
They
Jones releases at some point on PS5.
Wait,
I
how
don't
do
think
they?
they've actually announced a date for that, though. I
How
think
do
it's
they?
just on the
Tryouts.
PlayStation Store.
Oh, how are they the #1 games publisher, but their overall gaming revenues down?
Selling games, as in like how much money they made from all the games they sold last year, like Call of Duty and stuff like that.
Oh,
also, to be fair, overall gaming revenue, I assume, encapsulates everything, and their hardware revenue being down almost 30% probably makes everything else look a lot worse
that
from
makes
this
sense.
like level of view. Because their content and services revenue is actually up a couple percentage points, but
So does that include like their Game Pass?
I assume so, but I have no idea.
Yeah,
hard to say.
I assume it includes Game Pass / Xbox Live.
that makes sense.
We don't know. Microsoft doesn't give those numbers.
I mean, none of them really give numbers that would be cool to look at, but especially not Microsoft.
Yeah, because they're bad numbers.
Yeah,
They'd give us the
like
numbers if they were good numbers.
it would look bad to investors, even though I don't feel like people are actually investing in Microsoft for their gaming division.
Well, I mean, the only reason
See, but here's the
we have the
problem.
data we have is because they have to tell you a certain amount because of said investors.
That's true. That's true.
They spent 70 billion of Microsoft's money. So if they started telling the investors what they actually get back from the gaming division,
Five
I think it'd be
dollars.
worse.
Yeah.
It in Microsoft's benefit, it is better not to give
Too much
specifics.
away
Yeah,
about the info. Yeah, true.
Just percentages, which are useless because you don't have the other half.
that
Fair,
makes
fair.
sense. Yeah.
Super Mario World is on Nintendo Music. Best game ever
Yeah.
made. Let's go.
Have you already been listening to that, Grant? Just rocking out to
No, because I've already heard it 10 million times.
it?
But I'm glad it's there. I will add it to
True.
my likes for when I do listen to Nintendo Music.
Oh yeah. Still stupid that they like spoon feed it.
Yeah.
It could be worse though. It could be spoon fed not once a week. It could be
Once a month.
And it could be
True.
Scrunt. But also, like,
yeah.
that's Stockholm Syndrome. That doesn't make this okay. It's Super Mario World, bro. That soundtrack is like
It should have already been here.
10 megabytes,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where's the like
Oh, no, not even 10 megabytes. Way smaller than that.
I'd
if we're
like
gonna
them to come out and be like, "There's one person on this team, and they do all this extra work, like extending songs and things."
that's the real thing though, like because it's not just like YouTube does it where it's like I extended the song. This is just a song on loop. Like I extended
Well,
the song and added,
to
whatever.
be fair, it looks like a lot of work, but most of this music, and especially
Already
everything that's
exists.
extended, was designed to be played like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they
Because
have
you might
like
leave that title screen up for 6 hours while you go do something and forget, I don't know, go fall asleep. So
That's true.
it's just reenacting that.
Yep.
But yeah,
And
at
like
least it's there.
Nintendo has like the Disney Vault. I feel like in the gaming industry, so it'd be pretty easy for 'em.
I feel like Nintendo's probably doing better than Disney in terms of a vault because Nintendo's got uh you know data for games they didn't even make. They just
True.
have them on the console.
No, that's my favorite thing is other competitors are like, oh man, we've lost the data.
Nintendo, can we have
Let's
some
go
data,
add
please?
Nintendo and get them copy 'em.
So true.
And the answer is, friend, yes, here you go.
Uh, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Horizon Zero Dawn remastered, Last of Us Part 2 remastered, and God of War Ragnarok will two-parter. One, they will no longer require PSN. Two, if you do still choose to provide your PSN, you get in-game content unlocks.
That's sick.
This is a way better solution. Thank you, Sony. I appreciate this. Encourage players to do it, but do not force them.
Yeah.
Much better solution. I did have the thought. I was like, "Ooh, Spider-Man on my Steam Deck," but I'm gonna have to wait till those games drop in price. I'm not gonna pay full price for that stuff again. Um, let's see. Dragon Age developers reveal that they've been laid off after BioWare puts quote full focus on Mass Effect. So why would they fire them and not just make them work on Mass Effect?
Money.
Numbers go up.
True, correct. Yeah, we'll hire you back in 4 years when we're done with this.
Yeah.
If we get it done in 4 years, that is.
Maybe. Probably not, but maybe.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth had a fantastic Steam launch. Across physical and tracked digital sales, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was the best-selling game of the week, ending Japan January 25th in the U.S. market in terms of dollar sales, while Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth Twin Pack ranked third. So
Hey.
people like Final Fantasy, and that includes people that don't own PlayStation.
That's crazy.
It's almost like it's a
Yeah,
good game or something.
yeah, that's crazy. You make a good game,
It's
it
crazy. It's
might,
almost like it was. I
you-
want to say there was a game with a similar name at the Game Awards last year. I can't put my finger on it.
Oh, dude,
Nah.
Balatro.
Yeah, it must be
Yeah,
Balatro.
that's gotta be
Yeah.
Balatro, dude.
Oh, good to hear as always, I guess. Hideki Kamiya video reveals 5 more leads have quit Platinum Games, including Bayonetta 3's director.
Damn.
Ooh.
Great.
What's going on with Platinum, dude?
Bayonetta 3 killed them, apparently.
Apparently.
Sounds like it.
Bayonetta 3 has ruined Platinum Games. We got what we wanted, but at what cost? Well, that sucks. I hope I don't know. I hope they can pull it together. That doesn't sound very good.
No.
No.
And Platinum Games has always been a very, very good developer.
Remind me, do they buy themselves out from Nintendo? Or is they still technically under Nintendo? Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think Nintendo still owns them, or at least a part of them. I know they bought they bought all the rights from Nintendo for Wonderful 101.
Which
when
is why they managed to push it so hard.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what comes of that.
Yeah.
Onion of the Week segment. So I've got one specific title to start with, but really I just want to highlight this Twitter page that is such a good shitposting Twitter page. first off, the headline in question: PlayStation 6's controller will seemingly be made out of materials. We think some kind
We
of
think.
stuff,
What? Oh.
matter. Like atoms. It's gonna be
I don't believe
made.
it.
It's gonna be crafted and constructed and built and sold.
Fake news.
And sold. Amazing.
The Twitter page is at Gaming Leaker, known as Legit Gaming Leaks. Definitely a stupid page, but good for a quick laugh if you
yeah.
need it. I wanted to just kind of go through a couple. Rocket League 2 is going to have cars in it. Hollow Knight Silksong was not shown off at the Grammys. Nintendo Switch 2 will not charge when you microwave it. Surprisingly enough, I thought that was going to be a feature. Mario Kart 9 will probably have power-ups. Hollow Knight Silksong is actually a game.
I don't know about that one.
PlayStation 6 will be compatible with PlayStation 6 games. Nintendo has absolutely no plans to acquire TikTok to prevent it from being banned in the United States. There's a thread from right before the Switch 2 got revealed. That is, this Nintendo Switch 2 will be announced before it releases. He tweeted that back in September of last year. And then on January 9th said, I'm really getting worried about this one. The Nintendo Switch 3 will not be announced tomorrow. Nintendo may be developing some games for the Switch 2. I'll stop there. It's just all that. It's very stupid and very low level humor, but that's what we're all about here at All Night Gamers. So
Oh, yeah.
it's a great Twitter page.
We like E3 cringe compilations. Of course, we love humor.
Yeah, it's like I find like one Twitter page every couple years that is like such a banger. There was the Saved You a Click video games. Turns out he just goons to Daisy all day long. There was like VeggieTales
like
facts.
Scott Hidden.
Yeah. I bet Saved You a Click probably forced them back public again just because everybody knows and thinks it's funny. And they obviously don't care.
Retweets instead.
There's a crazy page that's trying to be it's like a parody of an Arby's Twitter that just tweets the most heinous stuff on the internet. I'm surprised Arby's has allowed that page to stay up.
Yeah, you'd expect them to shut that down.
They probably don't care about Twitter anymore.
Also, Arby's is a weird beast of a company, and they just might be bold enough to think shit posting is a good strategy.
They used to.
Yeah.
That was Wendy's. Wendy's was the one that would
wait. No, I thought
talk
it was already...
smack.
No, not talking smack. Like they had their social media guy make like things for whatever the new game release was, like new big game release.
Sick.
Yeah, doesn't Kit Kat have a gaming page now? I remember they made one a couple years ago. It's like literally just Kit Kat Gaming. It was the stupidest thing, total sham. But I don't think they ever
like a sham
stopped.
to me.
I don't know. But yeah, great Twitter page. Recommend. On to the rumors. Assassin's Creed Shadows art book was apparently leaked on a hentai website.
What?
Interesting strategy.
Bro, who found that though?
Yeah, who found it and where did they find it? So I know not to go to that website.
That's disgusting. Where?
I saw the rumor on r/gaming group. Leak some rumors. Hold on. I think they posted the link to the actual site.
Don't click on that.
Well, yeah, I'm obviously right.
Don't click on that.
In case you had any other thoughts, don't.
Yeah, that is a great play, honestly.
Yeah.
Love that. Good troll.
Yeah, they do list in this here. They do list where they got their source. Contains 200 images, lots of cool outfits, concept art of the major cities, characters, designs. Portuguese
hentai
Templars
site.
are named Nono Cardo and Dorato del Mayo.
Mayo, Lego.
No, Melo.
Oh.
I'm calling him Mayo. You can't stop me.
Other key historical figures that are in the game. All links have been taken down. If anyone is curious, DM me. So apparently the source also been taken down by Ubisoft.
Okay, so apparently this website has a safe for work tag, and people have used it to view other art books. I'm reading the comments. Also, someone commented, "This website is unironically great to view art books. It's how I viewed Xenoblade Chronicles 3's art book." And someone replied and said, "You don't need to make excuses for your actions, my brother." And he replied again and said, "No excuses. I get to view art books and feed my porn addiction." This is unhinged.
Crazy.
Yeah, love that. Nate the Hate is seemingly teasing the next PlayStation State of Play for the week of Valentine's Day, which is next week. All right then. We're still supposed to have a Nintendo Direct sometime this month, right? Like in theory.
And that's historically what happens. Is a direct happens this month.
Okay. Also,
Historically.
I feel that, dude.
PH Brazil confirms State of Play on next Friday, so literally on Valentine's Day.
And that's when we also get Tomb
Why?
Raider for the second year in a row on Valentine's Day.
Fantastic.
They're like, you lonely people, here's Lara Croft.
Here's Lara Croft. It's crazy.
Oh, you asked about Tomb Raider last week. Hold on, I actually did look this up for how, like, all the companies who have owned it got it. So, the original games were made by Core Design.
Okay.
Crystal Dynamics was put in charge of the franchise in 2003. Tomb Raider by Eidos. Square Enix bought Eidos, which is how they got Tomb Raider and Crystal Dynamics. And then they sold them. But Crystal Dynamics had nothing to do with the original games, which is kind of why they don't like them.
Okay. Quite the background. All right, so on to finishing topic of the week. Cameron, did you do these?
Alex suggested this.
Well, I know. I'm saying, do you
Uh,
have do you have a list?
Yeah, we posted it in the competition scores.
Oh, my bad. I put
No,
mine
you
there.
good? You good?
Okay,
Oh,
so
you're smart. You actually put the games.
I kind of know what mine are from.
well, so the games I put. Let me do it. We're doing we each picked our 5 favorite Mario Party mini games, and we want to rank them together. I don't really know how you want to do that, but we all got a list, and we're gonna go through them. I guess we'll come up with some kind of order. The games that I put in my list are just the first time they appeared, I think. Um, yeah, Moving Mushrooms might not be fully correct on the first time, but I believe all the others, those are the first time those games made an appearance. But it doesn't mean that's the version I prefer. I just happen to
Just
take a
when they
note of that.
first appeared.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, how do we want to do this?
Yeah,
Run through them
what's the
first,
idea
at
here,
least.
Alex?
Okay, so we'll just go in message order. So, Alex, you go through yours first.
Okay, I've got Slapperazzi from Super Mario 10, or Super Mario Party, not Mario Party. This is the one where you run around and you slap everybody out of your way to be in front of the picture.
Camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Three throw is the basketball one.
Mm.
But I always thought this was in Mario Party 8 for whatever reason, and I found out it's not. Like, it's not in the one game I thought it was. Three throw is the four-player one, where there are basketballs moving past and forth, and it is from Mario Party 4.
Ooh.
And it's in Jamboree and Top 100.
Okay.
King of the Thrill is in 6, 8, 8. It's where you do a 2v2, like on both sides. There's two people fighting, but like you're on a team. So if both people are on the same team, make it to the top, then I want to say it just ended, from what I remember,
Okay.
because it's a versus one. Um, Pie Hard is there's a couple variations throughout the series for what Pie Hard does, but I think this one comes from Super. And what makes it different than like the Snow Day one is the Snow Day one, once you get hit, you're out, but this one you can keep just throwing pies at each other. And Tilt-A-Golf is we plays ball mini game where you're trying to drop a ball into a thing, but it's in Super Mario Jamboree.
Hmm.
That one was fun. All right. My go. So I
Yeah.
picked Rocky Road from Mario Party 6. This is one where you and it's 2v2. Oh, it's also in uh Top 100 and Superstars. Uh it's a 2v2 game. Uh there's you're driving along and there's a bunch of stuff, in your way. Like a bunch of rocks. So you have to hop out and beat them up uh before the other team does. And then Jump the Gun, which is also from 6 and it reappears in Jamboree. Uh I distinctly remember playing this one a lot with Alex. Um because the idea is you have a bunch of bullet bills that you're trying to create a path for your teammate on. Uh it's annoying and fun at the same time because you know working with people is a skill best earned through Mario Party. Uh Massive Glory from Super Mario Party. It's the castle one. It's another 2v2. It's a little castle one where you get so many cannonballs based on what you and your partner hit the blocks for. Um this one so this is the one I picked, but it kind of can just be any of them. Platform Push from Mario Party 10. It's one of those fighting free for all ones. Uh but all the little fighting ones are like good one. And then Cartwheeled from Mario Party 7, but again, same idea. All the little cart ones are fun. This was just, that I thought I'd done a better job of like not just being like, oh yeah, let's gravitate towards this one game. But apparently I didn't. But yeah, the Cartwheeled is fun. Um so just the racing ones. But that should make sense because I Mario Kart as well. But yeah, that's my 5.
Nice.
All right. Cooper, what you got?
All right, so I got Hot Rope Jump from the first Mario Party. very peak. I got Shy Guy Says from the original Mario Party, the first Mario Party. Also peak.
That's
where-
like just Simon Says, right? But it's a Shy Guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a,
yeah. The
On
Shy
the
Guy
flag.
boat.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, on the boat with flags.
It's a staple. I feel like.
A little bit, for sure.
Facelift from Mario Party 2. I really like that one because it's like the
Make
Somehow
the
I
face
knew
match the
you
face.
somehow
The
I
one where
knew
you
someone would
drag it.
use facelift. So facelift is the one. It's Super Mario 64
Yeah,
opening
as a
menu
as a
where you
mini
can
game.
drag around the
and you have to
face.
make it match like a reference face they give you.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Pushy penguins from Mario Party 5. I just like the penguins and like they like try to push you off like the iceberg. And then sizzling steaks from Super Mario Party. Very peak. It's a very simple game, like there's not much to it, but it is really cool. It showed off the Switch graphics really well, I feel like.
Yeah, that
Also
was
just feels
we
good.
joked about that one last week because of the smell-o-vision thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smell-o-vision sizzling steaks. Cool. Okay, well, my list, bottom of the top, moving mushrooms for Mario Party 10, 1v3. You guys have like tilt thingies that are basically like you have each person has a Wiimote. You tilt it left and right. The one person gets 3 to control all at the same time, and the other 3 each get 1 to control individually. And you try to get mushrooms into your basket and stuff like that. Book Squirm from Mario Party 4, classic one. Pages fall on a book. There's holes in specific spot of the pages. You have to get to the hole so you don't get crushed.
Right. I know exactly what.
Dungeon Duos, which is a 2v2 like dungeon crawl race where you have to do a bunch of different things kind of in a specific order based on like camera advancement and stuff. And both players have to work together a lot. Uh, Probably one of the more like I would call it complex. That's in the concept of a Mario Party mini game. It's not crazy, but for a Mario Party mini game, it's complex. Aces High from Mario Party 3, just dogfighting. That's fun. And my number one is this is a meme choice. It's Bowser's Big Blast, which is the one where everybody gets a turn to pick a random color TNT boombox thingy, and you have to hope that that's not the one that explodes Bowser's head behind you.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
literally just luck.
Yeah.
But I put it there
Sheer dumb luck.
because these mini games are what makes Mario Party because games like this
For
are
sure.
ass. They're bullshit. And
And
literally
that's Mario Party.
Yeah, and it's just Mario Party without RNG isn't Mario Party. So I was like, let me put one of those mini games in there. So I think trying to rank all of these in one list is going to be a difficult prospect. So
Especially,
Yeah.
let me suggest an alternative. All of us have to pick a set from the other 3 that, like, if you had to pick one of those 3 sets of mini games, which one would you pick? It doesn't have to align with whatever game they came from or whichever one the person played them in. It's just the games.
Alex is giving us screenshots.
I'm trying to
of
give
it.
some images so we kind of know. Just give
I
me a
will say,
second. Let me
out of
discuss something else while I
out of
get
all
this
the
done.
RNG minigames, I think Bowser's Big Blast is one of my favorites. Either that or the rope one from the Wii, where you like cut the rope and like it might send you flying or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah.
We should
Which
do a
version
Mario.
of Shy Guys says Cooper? Like the boat one, the flying one?
Are they
I
not
guess they're all the
same?
same. They're all the
Yeah.
same, but visually they're a bit different.
I mean, it's the same idea though.
Yeah.
Just
Need some help with the screenshots there, Alex.
you want to do Grants and then post that once I post Cooper's.
Okay, we are back now after a brief reprieval. We got some reference images to further this
Know
totally
what we're
educated and
voting.
serious decision we're about to make here.
Just to kind of know, it's a little hard to judge Mario Party
On
minigames off
titles.
names unless you know them. Like I
And who knows
recognize
Mario
certain
Party names?
ones.
Yeah.
I
Shy Guy
recognize certain
says.
ones from trying to figure out my own list. That's the only reason I was like, I know exactly what most of these are.
True.
Okay.
Um.
I have an answer. I kind of have a hybrid answer, and you guys
Okay.
can use this format if you want. But I've got two things. One, my favorite. If I had to pick one game out of all of them, it would probably be Three Throw. I love that mini game. That's a very good mini game.
It's
Yeah,
so fun.
Alex is like, I always win. Like, I'm going to put you in the middle so you can't win.
I still did
He
incredible.
still, yeah, he still does really well.
Just got it down to a science.
Yeah.
Literally.
But as a set, as a 5 game set, I think I'm actually gonna give it to Cooper. Shy Guy Says is good. Pushy Penguins is good. Hot Rope Jump. They're all classic
Yeah.
mini games. Like the face one, I don't know. That one doesn't really have a lot of appeal. I think as much if you don't know like where that came from. It's still fun, but
True.
like it's
It's because
unique.
it's because it's Mario 64. That's the appeal. But
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah.
disconnected from 64,
Uh, Pushy Penguins is a fun mini game, and Sizzling Steaks is like,
Great.
yeah, it's good and it's weird for a Mario Party mini game, just because we haven't really seen something like that before. Then,
So there's a
um,
couple of motion control mini games that I can think of, and a lot of them are kind of just
okay,
not fun, or it's like there's one person
free
who's going to
throw.
be better.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's ones like
the
free throw where
soda
it's like
shake
actually
one's
decent.
fun because,
So
yeah,
yeah, that one's
yeah.
pretty good.
or as the subreddit calls, Gooner Time.
That's crazy.
So yeah,
Um,
my final answer. I think Alex has the best. I'm going to give Alex credit for my favorite mini game, which is Three Throw, but I'm going to give Cooper the full set pick approval. I
Mhm.
think
Let's go.
that's my votes. So my point
Interesting.
was, if you guys want to pick, like, if someone else has a mini game that you really like, but you prefer a different set, then I think you can give some
Mhm.
little
I
bonus
think I
point there.
misunderstood you a little bit when you said what we were going to do. I thought we were going to just pick what our favorite minigame off everyone else's list was.
I mean, he did. He picked yours and he picked Cooper's.
If I had to pick one off of Cameron's list just to give his set some attention, I would probably. Mm, I don't know. That's tough. I would
Yeah,
probably go with Jump the Gun.
yeah, that
Yeah.
one. That one I feel
Uh,
like is fairly unique for Mario Party.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to find one where it's like you can't just put it in one of the you know fighting game, racing game, bullshit game.
yeah.
It kind of is bullshit. Is the other team better at jumping?
True. Yeah, that's uh.
Yeah,
We
who's
can
up
go in
next?
reverse order if Cooper's ready.
All right. For the one, I think I gotta give it to Cameron with Rocky Road
A classic.
Classic, and you can hit your teammate and lose, and it's kind of funny.
Are you
You
speaking
can hit your
Cooper's language with
teammate
that
is
one?
literally
You can throw and it's hilarious.
And then for the set of five, I think I gotta give it to Grant.
A See, we're on the same wavelength.
I think so.
I don't know if I'm happy about that or not, but we'll take it.
Because like I feel like you have a lot of the staples.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Cooper and I kind of went for a similar, just basic approach of
Classics.
like, no one's gonna hate these.
Guaranteed
Yeah.
classics.
Okay, so then for you, if you had to pick one from Alex's set, what would you pick?
Good question. I'd probably pick King of the Thrill. It's a lot of fun. Like being able to fight other people that knock 'em
Fighting
off.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I did include a fighting game on mine as well, because I'm like, they're just stupid,
Oh,
but
yeah.
like not in a frustrating way, like
No,
Smash
but
usually gets.
King of the Thrill is fun because you're a partner, and then
True.
if you're both
Oh.
better,
If you both
it's
win,
automatically
boom, W.
you. Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
If both of your side wins, you finish the mini game that quick
Mhm.
because you won. Otherwise, you and the opposite have to fight on that green ladder set.
All right. Well,
And I think it's just a bit more fun since you've got partners.
Yeah, fair.
then Cameron, what you got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, 15 games to choose from. I think for best individual, I'm gonna have to give it to Booksquirm. I don't know if that's the exact one I remember playing, but I do remember playing, that style.
It
It's just
is. Booksquirm's been in a
is it
decent amount
multiple?
of it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a classic.
It's just a classic. Um, that one's solid. Uh, and then I think overall, this is not necessarily all of Alex's games. Um, there's multiple versions of like the 3v1 or 3v1 2v2, throwing 7 others and whatnot. But I think with Slapperazzi and a fighting game, and a game I enjoy trying to throw Alex off on, uh, gotta pick it. Um,
Okay.
so Alex is set. Also, we did play that golf game recently. It is
It's
it's
we
something. It's
play.
it's
Come
we
on.
play. It's we play. It even does the little light up in the hole like we play does, and we fit as well.
We Fit had a version. That's correct.
Yeah. Um, which means of Cooper's. I don't even think it's a contest, dude. Sizzling. That one is Sizzling Steaks is like one of the best Switch exclusive Mario Party mini games, or like
I think
Switch
so.
like new however you want to put it, like it Switch original. There, that's what I'm
Yeah.
looking for. Switch original. That's probably like top 3.
No, for sure. Because it's like one of the first games with the Switch as well, right? As like one of the early
It
years.
was that
It
I
wasn't the
think that was
first,
2018,
but it.
right?
I mean, it was the
Wait,
first Mario
was
Party
it?
on Switch. It wasn't the first. Wasn't one of
True.
the first Switch games, but and it
Yeah.
was, and everybody was super excited because they were finally abandoning the stupid car.
Mhm.
Oh
So it
yeah,
got a
Which
yeah.
lot
also
more
helped.
hype than it normally does as a Mario Party because we're like, finally, we're moving on.
The mini
Right,
games.
because we had one game on the Wii U, but then the 3DS had 2 in the car or 1 in the car. That had
Uh,
like
the
The
Mario,
3DS doesn't really count,
yeah, 3DS had
but
Island Tour and Top 100, both of which are mid, especially Top 100.
Yeah.
And I think Mario Party 9 and 10 were the only ones with car, and that was 9 was on Wii and 10 was on Wii.
9 did have a car, didn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, 10 was
That's
better
why
than
Mario Party
9.
8 was so expensive for a little bit there, because
It was the only one without a car.
It was the
last
most
one.
modern one without a car.
Yeah.
Like 10 is better than 9, but that's a very low bar.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
For my one, it's obvious. I almost put this on my list. There's no doubt in my mind what it is, and it's Sizzling Steak.
Let's
I was about to put it on my list, and then I was like, I know Cooper's gonna have it
literally
his list. I know Kyle would have had it on
Kyle would
his
have had
list.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, Alex
I
was
was like,
specifically
so
like, I don't want to, I don't want the same game to show up 3 times.
yeah. And I think for my favorite set out of these, I actually think it's Cameron's.
No, dude, why'd you have to do that? We're all tied, bro.
We're all
All the awards are literally even across the board. Each set got picked as a favorite set and had a favorite game in it.
Let's go, tied. Nobody's.
Actually, I'm perfectly okay with this because this furthers my
Perfectly
point
balanced.
of none of this is a pointless question.
This is a
Yeah.
pointless. It
Fun,
is.
a fun
it's-
exercise in futility, but
It is. It
we have
is
evidence
Mario
to
Party,
back it.
dude.
It
I
doesn't
do
actually
kind of
matter at
think
the end
we
of the day.
nailed a good amount of the 20 best. Like, if you sold me a Mario Party with this lineup as part of the lineup, I'd be really happy.
Not exclusively of the lineup.
Not
but,
just,
like,
not this, just this
Could you
games, right?
imagine a Mario Party with 20 mini games?
Right, like, not just
The
this lineup,
modern
right?
era.
But, like, if these were all in the lineup of the game.
It is a
It'd be
pretty strong
solid
lineup
game.
for sure.
Yeah.
It would be really fun if there was a way for us to build one 20-turn game of Mario Party that had all of these mini games in it. So like it would just be the one we would get to try a short.
The problem
Would that be a
is
good time?
Sizzling Steaks is exclusive to Super Mario Party right now.
Yeah.
And most of the others
I put the game. So Super Mario Party had Slapperazzi, Party Hard is also from there. Tilted-Golf from Jamboree.
Yeah, a lot of mine are also on Superstars.
That's the only one I don't own, like of the Switch era, because it just
Gotta
straight up, if they'd released Superstars with the red and blue Joy-Con, I would have bought
You
it.
don't.
Like
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
it. I don't already own it.
It's the fact they did the first Mario
But they went
Party.
they went with Super Mario Party. I'm like, I can't warrant buying the game again.
No.
And then I found it. Like I have it down here. I'm pretty sure. I think I have it down here. I don't know. Time is illusion, and I don't remember things after 5 minutes.
See, we don't have Kyle, so it created a balance. Because if we'd had Kyle, it would not have been balanced.
True.
True.
Yeah.
That's what it actually comes down to. Because with 4, it's very easy for everything to be.
I mean, given the
balanced.
format of these awards, it still could have just as possibly been balanced with 5 because
Sure.
each person gets 2 awards.
That's 10.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have, but
Yeah. No, I'm just looking over the list. I think this is a really good.
Yeah,
set
I think we did a good job.
yeah.
I am very glad that literally we all had different lists. Like none of us have the same 2 mini games.
No, that's pretty good.
I like that.
That shows a
lot.
good variety.
Yeah.
I did consider as a me man, Mario Party E game.
Oh, I should have put that.
Yeah, because you own it.
Yeah, you're damn right I do.
Yeah.
Where is that thing? In all of its glory.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's so nice because like the ones you see on eBay don't.
Yeah, I mean the
Have
box
the
is a little
box.
rough. Don't get me wrong. This game is old, but the stuff inside of it, the cards are just as immaculate as ever, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
And I've got the play mat and the instruction book and everything. It's a complete box. But this is the first time I've opened this box in years.
Since we played it.
No, I've opened it at least once or twice since then because sometimes I'll just like see something on my shelf and want to touch it and just be like, ooh,
Fair.
this game, this thing, let me hook my dopamine onto this for 8 seconds. So I've like opened it a couple times since then. I've definitely never played it since I played it. No, I played it one time with Mayo, just for shits
Oh,
and giggles.
interesting.
I think Mayo was like, he was like in disbelief that this game existed.
So you had to be like,
So we're like, let's
hey,
play
this is how it plays.
It actually is fun from what I remember, though.
Yeah, I mean it's just Mario Party, but it like you have to play pass it around mini games on a Game Boy Advance. So like
Yeah.
Oh.
it's Mario Party, but it's kind of like isolating in a way that doesn't
it's
work for Mario
not-
Party. Yeah, because it's on a
Yeah.
handheld. Like I bet it would be fun if you could if we put it in a GameCube or something and had it on TV, so then everybody could see what was going on.
Ooh.
How would you scan
Yeah.
the cards? Oh no, there was an e-reader, wasn't
e-reader.
there?
Yeah, because we own it.
Huh.
We own the e-reader. We just don't have a lot of cards, except
True.
Pokemon. We do have a.
We may
fair
need
amount
to
of
try
e-reader
that.
Pokemon cards.
Like eventually. See if we can get it
Uh,
running.
Epic Universe trip. We could try it. Grant would just have to supply most of the equipment.
Well, you guys have a GameCube, right? Honestly,
yeah,
at
but
that
I
point,
don't
I'd
have
probably
the.
just bring it all down because mine's all hooked up for a whole bunch of shit. I could just
Yeah.
bring the whole thing.
Yeah,
Do you
we-
have the
we had-
e-reader
Yeah, the-
GameCube,
I
or
mean-
do we need to grab that when we?
I have an
Oh,
e-reader. Yeah, I have an e-reader.
I mean,
Okay.
the,
I mean, I played.
Grant-
We
Grant-
played. How do we played this game?
We played it on the Game Boy around Perry's table.
Yeah, but you have to have an e-reader to play it.
Right, but e-reader on the Game Boy. Oh no, they're compatible, aren't they?
Yeah, you can plug it in.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
I mean, the GameCube is
That's what I'm
portable.
forgetting.
That's why it has a handle.
right, like a lunchbox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
but
is a peak meme, dude.
I honestly am too afraid to grab my GameCube by that handle anymore because I fucked up the posts that hold the screws from the bottom, like that clamp it together. I fucked those up a
Oh.
long time ago before I knew what I was doing.
Oh no.
And I've sort of kind of fixed them. Like it stays on, it looks normal, and you can pick it up. I would
But
like,
don't.
I will never do that
I
again.
would not.
No, I treat that thing like an infant.
Fair.
It
fair.
doesn't move. I'm afraid I'm gonna break it. I've got to find a new part eventually, but those are hard to come by.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that is going to wrap the show up for us here. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed. Please share us with a friend. We post every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, youtube.com/StormwindGames. Anywhere that you get your podcasts, you can find us. Add us on Twitter at AllNightGamers with a K. What are some of your favorite Mario Party minigames? Did we happen to name them? Did we not? Let us know. I would ask you on your opinion of Xbox, but I think I already know what it is at this point. So let's just stick to the
Yeah,
Mario
especially
Party
if you're still listening to us.
and be happy. Not talk about Microsoft.
Ever.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, we'll be back next week for more gaming news, talk, and discussion. Thank you so much for listening again. Have a good week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Well,